Keeps on rolling. Hope everybody enjoyed that match. I know the fans did. Fans were getting really animated, really involved that entire time. What's up, everybody? It's time for Title Tuesday. If you didn't have enough fun with Hikaru Nakamura, now you certainly will, because Hikaru is competing, and so are a bunch of other players. Maybe we'll see Dobrov as well, but I don't know. He might have had just about enough of chess for today. So, hey, Twitch people, how are ya? You guys looking good? Hikaru did win. Yes, he's not going to score as many points in the tournament now. He isn't able to. First of all, he can't score 27 points. Very, very resounding showing. Impressive by Hikaru Nakamura. And it was relatively smooth sailing. Relatively, I mean, the 5-1 portion when Hikaru was in the chat actively participating was probably the most difficult, I would say. And then, you know, we've got such a stacked field. Parhamov, Mishanik, Big Fish, 1995. That's, of course, Fedosseev, Andraken. And, oh, just an incredible amount of talent. Of course, we're also waiting for Hikaru, who most likely will be streaming the event. Of course, this is not like Arena Kings. You do not have to stream the events. You could just play. But if you do want to, and you have a title, by all means, this is probably the best time to do it. Since, well, frankly speaking, there's going to be thousands of people watching. Why wouldn't you do it? I would do it. Chad, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Who's your underdog? If we have 7 minutes to go, 227 and counting. We have another player who just bonked up into the top 3. Got Danya, people rooting for Danya. I feel as though Daniel Naroditsky just... He doesn't always... He doesn't have, like, the best runs in these Title Tuesdays. It's tricky, because in arena-style format, you have, like, a timer, and there's no such thing as, oh, I lost, now I need to wait for the next round. There's no finite set of games. You can play as much and as fast as you want. But here, once you start winning, that's it. You're in it. You're in it in the cage of all the other talented grandmasters, and it's to a degree, it's natural selection. At some point, everybody starts chopping down everybody. Now, for those of you that don't know, later this month, we're having the Isle of Man, well, FIDE Chess.com Isle of Man Grand Swiss. You can put all the titles in that event. That event actually had a couple of wildcard spots eligible for participation based on Title Tuesday results, which is very cool. That is one that is very unique. And it allowed grandmasters to compete in this event, to qualify, to potentially play in the candidates. I mean, it's technically the easiest path. All you got to do is win a Title Tuesday and win the Grand Swiss. You just got to play 2 tournaments. You don't need to qualify by rating. You don't need to have a career-long journey or any of that nonsense. It spends 15 years trying to get to the top. Just do it in 2 tournaments. So I am calmly going to take a sip of my water, take a deep breath as 20 new players have entered. I'm still waiting for the top seed to end up being Hikaru and Daniel to bump down to number 2, number 3. Keep in mind that with a lot of the ratings that you see in front of you, these grandmasters, not all of them actually play actively, like in Blitz. Daniel plays every day. He and Hikaru play every day. Oof. Hikaru, Ali Reza, these grandmasters, they're competing for fun. Now, Grishuk, I mean, look who's number 1 now. It's Alexander Grishuk. Grishuk, if you're watching, just please let me know if there is any water in the toilet. I hope everybody understands that reference. Otherwise, I just look really weird. Grishuk pops in. He takes the number 1 spot. Of course, there is Hikaru, but Grishuk isn't a guy that you see just bashing around in 3 minutes. That's not really a thing. I mean, it's... Of course, he does play and has fun, and I'm sure he enjoys games, but nope. All right, nope. Someone didn't understand the toilet water thing from his candidates interview. In the candidates, the most recent one, the first game that he played, I think it was against Kramnik. There was an interview with Alexander Grishuk and his opponent, and Grishuk basically said, like, look, it's no excuse, but the playing conditions are terrible, and there's no water in the toilet. I didn't really know what that meant, like the actual thing or the sink or anything, but anyhow. So maybe Grishuk has his famous bottle. I mean, oh, and there he is. Dobrov, number 10, 2954 Blitz rating. Right here in front of your screen. He's not at enough chess. He's looking to bounce back, get some games, beat some strong players, chess warrior. Now, if you get an account around here that does not have a it doesn't have a name, it still needs to be published. That might have been a rule implemented, like something of the winners. Yep, but I think everybody up here has some sort of title. For example, Ju96. If you look this grandmaster up, that's Jamsayan Sipidov. Jamsaran Sipidov. He's a Russian GM, and before Title Tuesday, I had never heard of him in my life. Then I realized that he's actually like some sort of Blitz specialist genius, and he's just really, really good at Blitz. The highest rated internet, and there he is, by the way, Hikaru. The highest rated IM in the tournament is Wonderful Time. This is a Vietnamese IM. He played in the Pro Chess League for the Pittsburgh team. That's Tuan Min Le. Of course, we expect him to be GM very soon. I don't know who Angry Twin is. I will look this up. Thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your support. All of your support goes directly. This is Andrei Drigalov. I don't know who that is. You know, you can only keep track of the chess world so much. You can only... It's just true. There's nothing you can do. Sometimes Russia just surprises you with these players, and you're like, oh, yeah. That guy. Yeah, I totally knew. And maybe Ali Reza will play as well. It could just be suspense. I highly doubt he's going to late join, but we'll see. I do not have word if Hikaru is currently streaming, but maybe, well, he's got 80 seconds to go. Remember, I believe you now can late join the Title Tuesday, but of course that takes away a free point in the first round. So, because Hikaru is going to play someone like 2400, 2300. And there he is. There he is. The buzzer beater, not quite, but with 60 seconds to go. Hikaru has launched his stream. The go live notification is there. So, goodbye, like 70% of you. And hello to the other 20. And 10% will watch both. Some sort of weird, one of those weird Venn diagram math problems that was never particularly good. So, 40 seconds to go. I'm still patiently awaiting the arrival of a certain Ali Reza Fallujah. So, we'll see what happens. I want some music. I want some, like... Oh, Eye of the Tiger. 20 seconds. Will we see Ali Reza? Gandhivam has just joined. This is Arjun Erigaishi, another prodigy from India. It seems as though they basically have a factory of them at this point. I mean, every month you hear... you go to the top junior list of the top grandmasters, and I don't even... Anyway. 10 players! 10 rounds, excuse me. 309 players. 10 players would be a round robin. The games have begun. Now remember, this is a Swiss. This is a Swiss, so it's not arena style. Which means if we boot up a few games... You guys let me know who you want to watch, who's having an interesting game. There's a 1750 titled player leading the event now. Let's stay with Hikaru for the first round. I mean, this is just tradition. You cannot be the top seed in Title Tuesday. Hikaru and not have us follow your game. So Hikaru Nakamura starts out with his usual knight f3. B3, E3. Quite standard. this, something with the bishop, and then white will castle. Now, in these kinds of structures, when white trades a c for a d pawn, and black doesn't actually take with the pawns, white doesn't go d4. Generally, after e d5, you get d4, and you kind of hit the center, and then your queen can pressure the center pawn. But here, white sets up a very flexible structure, decide where to put the bishop. He literally can put it to any of those squares. Just don't go there. And he goes to d3 to attack h7. Bishop e4 is also not outlandish. Maybe he can take the e-pawn. So very flexible structure and very easy to play, especially as an experienced player. We'll see what he can come up with. White has very nice development, and it's a little bit tricky now for black. Because first of all, this is hanging. Wow, black just... What? He just chucks the h7 pawn. Oh, but he must have forgotten about bishop e4, because it's the boomerang. You go there and back, the bishop blockades the e-pawn, and white can start some attack. h5, h6 is just crashing through. Obviously, you can never go g6. The game is actually probably already on the verge of lost. I will stay here just for a few more moves to see if black can come up with anything. So, yeah, I mean, h4, and from a practical standpoint, black just can't do... I don't know what bishop f6 was. Yes, Hikaru did just start to stream. Yes, he did. So h4 is very logical. It covers the knight. And for the future, you have bishop c6, queen h7, queen h8. But sometimes you can run your queen all the way there. I'll come to e7, and everything's going to be completely fine. And there's nothing. Wow, this is a flashy move. He would love to get rid of this. f4 if pawn takes bishop f6. It's a fair point made in the chat. Let's take a look at Grishuk. He's playing black here. Back up a few moves. And Nimso from Grishuk. This is kind of a sideline with d6, knight d7, and b6. Black goes for a dark squared strategy and an e4 blockade. So you basically choose, are you going to play e5, or are you going to put a knight on e4 and play pawn f5? So Grishuk goes this way, and it's just very, very easy, very solid line to play. You see black has no weaknesses. Black has a very powerful light squared bishop. He's suppressing the pawn movement, and can go knight here. Of course, black doesn't... Okay, well, bishop e2 is a very suspect move. Of course, you didn't want to potentially double your pawns, but... Yeah. But wasting two tempi like this in the opening, yeah, white has gotten nothing. And black has a very, very nice position. And probably we will see g5, g4. Yeah, this is another way, common idea to try to attack once you've already played pawn up. Naroditsky is in some sort of pawn endgame with heavy pieces. All the minor pieces have been traded. And material is equal. And maybe he's going to try to crash through. Okay. Sevion is in. Wow, I mean, Sevion is 2950, and I didn't even see him on the starting list because he was so far down. Rook c2, black is fighting back, of course. Doesn't want to just lose. That's not something that everybody is so happy with. Fun facts, this is 3-2. So there is no flagging. Now, a lot of the GMs that are participating, like Daniel and Hikaru and, you know, etc., they play a lot of 3-0. And in 3-0, you can kind of, you know, bang, bang, bang. But here with 2-second bonus, flagging someone from a lost position is most likely impossible. Short of, like, total chaos. Okay, wow, this looks very suspect. Queen e6, king h8, and just back rank problems. But if black gets to play h6, black no longer has any back rank problems. And, yeah, Daniel sacrificed a pawn, but somehow it's not there. It's not there. It looks extremely passive for black, but where's the win? I don't know. Kuliforik, right here. You're tied for first guy. Everybody gets a number 1. That's Mikhail Demidov. I actually played him in an over-the-board tournament earlier this summer. Very strong player, very highly rated international master, something like 2550. And this summer he earned 2 GM norms, so he will very soon be a grandmaster, undoubtedly. And he's very good at Blitz and Rapid. Like, all the games I was preparing, he was playing Blitz and Rapid. Wow, that is creative, because it hits the queen, and you don't have queen e8 mate, because I can just come back with my queen and block. Amazing. Very nice defensive move. Just completely covering everything. And it looks like Daniel is just gonna have to fight for a draw here. All you gotta do is trade the queens? Wait, can you play rook f2? No, you can't, because queen e8 would be different, then you would disconnect. So black will just play like h6, for example, or maybe even rook c8, rook a8. But rook e7 now, I'm not sure. And because you have connected passers, they'll just go. I mean, Daniel might straight up lose the game. Wow. Wesley So is watching this game. Hikaru's won his game already. Grishuk has won his game with black. This is the third seed we're watching, and he might just get upset. Wow. b4 and b3, and that's it, because rook will go to b1, and that, yeah, I mean, he's gonna try to mate him, of course, but rook e2 check and resigns, or h6 or something. Just b2. Of course, b2, b1, you might not want to play, but wow. And Daniel loses. That was a shocker. I did not expect that at all. But it is what it is. And here, wait, here's another upset. Oh! Just as we join, knight c1, defensive move. This should be lost. Should be completely lost. But knight c1, he blunders knight a2, but rook a8, rook b1, rook b5. So, some chances for white. Some chances here to hold, but this is a very smart move by black. e4, when I say chances, it's just because if white is able to slowly trade some pawns, rook and bishop versus rook should be holdable. It's very tough. First of all, it's tough over the board, and it's tough in blitz, but rook and bishop versus rook should be holdable. And very rarely are these endgames played, perfectly in these kinds of time scrambles. Both players very low on time. Someone blunders something. But yeah, white is slowly losing his pawns. He actually just resigns, and the reason he resigns is because the king is too far cut off, and these pawns are untouchable for white. So another upset. Wow. Let's quickly jump around somewhere else. Some other games. Wonderful time here. Also not looking comfortable. Black is completely winning here. Just 2 passed pawns. And that's it. d2, c2 resigns. Like here, okay, he's obviously going to play a7, c1 queen, a8 queen. We're going to have like 4 queens on the board at once, potentially. But a8, it just doesn't work because this queen takes on f1. Yep. And yeah, okay, there's a million ways to win here. There's a million ways to win here. Please do not prove me wrong. Rook f3 is a nice move. Okay, this is very fancy. This is like, how many queens was that? 3? Yeah, white resigns. And Tuan Minlay also goes down. Andreikin is also losing. But probably this is, yeah, we just had that. I mean, he was losing, obviously, but after f6 takes, and I think Andreikin might even be trying to play this for a win, which is the funniest part. Like, sometimes when you have pawns like this, you can land some silly trick on your opponent. For example, like if bishop f8, you can go f6, king g6. But if, something like this, it's of course just the draw. Okay, he goes g6, trying to set up some rook b8 stuff. I'll get king g5. I wouldn't be surprised if Andreikin does somehow find a way, but just rook f8 and bishop h8, and it's just fortress. Okay. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. It's still a draw. I mean, just take with the bishop and move the rook somewhere. It's still a draw. It's just a drawn endgame. Just don't take the rook. Okay. Now we have this, and This is still a draw. The pawn is not far enough. I mean, if rook h7, then of course just can hang out here. You can't ever go g7 because the rook will come and check you. And is this the final game of the round? Doesn't look like it. We have some other games. Chess Warrior trying to convert same color bishop endgame, but it looks as though the king is just too much of a menace. Oh, I apologize, actually. Chess Warrior is playing with the black piece. He's actually trying to hold this, so he most likely will. He's not going to lose, I'm assuming. Then again, it's Title Tuesday, and, you know, anything happens in Title Tuesday, so. Uh-oh. That's creative. Bishop a6. Bishop a6 and some sort of bishop b7. The bishop has to move. Like bishop b5 would if you play. And trying to go king c5. Oh, bishop b5. He goes there. Will white play king d6 to show? Okay, just bishop a6. And he's going to try to maybe kick him. Oh, yes, of course, bishop b5. Yes, that's how you do it. Yes. This is the idea. I was thinking something here, but that is just the deflection. Very nice. Very nicely done. Eric Hansen of twitch.tv/chessbra. Is the last game King and Rook versus King and Rook? Eric Hansen trying to win. Never mind, he is no longer trying to win. That was a short-lived excursion. Okay, here we have more endgames. Another one where black is trying to convert. That is Faustregel. I have no idea who that is. And he's trying to build some sort of bridge. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What has happened here? Check. King here, check. King here, check. King there. It should still be good, but and this is our second to last game. What's up in this one? Wait a second. Okay, it's just King and Rook versus King and Rook. This one is a draw. Oh, someone's gonna almost flag here. I saw time almost go to 0. King h3, King h2, resigns. Come on. Unless there's some sort of checkmate trig, but no. And it looks like round 1 is going to be in the books. Of course, at this point it's... Oh, man. Oh, tricky move. Is he going to play some mate? No, he does not. Throws in the towel, and we are ready for round number 2. Friendly reminder, it is a Swiss, which means you play everybody in your rating, in your point category. Means rule of thumb. Let's see. There you go. Look at you guys teaching me something. I never thought I'd learn something from Twitch chat. No offense. Alright, Darhield. Again, no idea who this is, and that makes things more exciting. Karo Khan from Hikaru. It's pretty rare to see this, actually. He doesn't play Karo Khan a lot. Not in Over the Board, or really in Chess.com. Knight e2's main line. Now we're going to see fireworks. So the main line here is, I believe, knight here to play f3. So the line goes f6, f3, knight g5, maybe f4 or h4. And then the knight can go here. Yeah, so I think it's like f4, knight e4 or f4, knight f7. Something like this. And now white is thinking. Now here's the tricky thing. You just don't know how much theory Hikaru knows. Like, you go for a line that in the two knights Karo Khan main line, and the guy knows everything. The guy is even going to know, like, oh, there was this game where this move on move 12 was played. Or, oh, I analyzed something, and then I remember finding this. Okay, knight c3 I've never seen in my life. I've never seen that move. And frankly, knight f7 makes sense because you're going to pressure the center from the f7 square. But black developing with bishop b4 and trying to chop down this knight makes sense too. And black has ideas like c5, knight c6. This is like the most direct. This structure resembles which opening, my friends? Which one? The French! You're absolutely right. c5, knight c6, e5, bishop e6. This is how black would want to develop. Got to be careful, of course, e5, knight d5. But yeah, this is just very awkward now. Very, very awkward. Probably the only logical... I was going to say queen d2, but then I was going to stop myself because b2 is hanging. But you should be careful. Queen b2, rook b1. Queen a3, there is always knight b5 with knight c7 ideas. So Hikaru just plays queen a5. I wonder what his idea is. Is it to play something like c... Okay, you just... Fine. dc5. Parhamov. What's Parhamov up to? Albi. Already 2 out of 2. Some players here with 1.5. Grishuk. Follow some of these players so I don't have to go around searching for their games. Is Jeffrey Xiong playing? I don't think so. Haven't seen him. I got a request from chat a couple times to follow Chess Queen. That's Alexandra Kostyniuk. She's obviously one of the superstars in the chess world. Total celebrity. And recently competed in the FIDE Grand Prix. And wow, what is going on now? Black has just played e4, opening this line. And this. Maybe knight h4. Sacrificing the exchange. Yeah, I was thinking to sacrifice the exchange did make sense. And then I guess her idea is that she will just have dark squared monsters. Like total domination along the diagonal. Sometimes material is worth the investment, you know? Sometimes you have to be at some sort of loss before being profitable. Just ask literally any tech company. That's kind of the investment here. Black really thinking. Black's like, what? I just played e4 to attack 2 different things and she ignored them. Yeah, that's the luxury of being one of the best players in the world, is that sometimes you just kind of get it. You notice the position is... What is rook d8? I'm very confused by this move. This creates no attack because the bishop is protecting. So now if you play knight h4, yeah, of course, because you're already committed to this sacrifice, you might as well just move your knight and hit g6. By the way, how does black even defend this? If you play g5, I'm just going in, probably. I'm just going to go knight there. I might have some sort of tactical tricks on f5, but it looks like you cover it pretty well. So, yeah, knight g6, and what are you going to play? King h7? Then maybe I can play queen h5. Bishop f7. Takes. Knight back to f4. Okay, just plays king h7, and the idea is definitely to go g5. Now g4 would be nice if you can get it to break apart the structure, but g4 runs into bishop e5 with a check. So it's very important to not just focus on what you like, focus on what they want to. Rook b1 as opposed to rook c1. g5. Rook takes e4. Wow, okay, so she goes for this. Right. This makes a lot of sense. Knight f5. Now, if queen f5, there is bishop takes e4. Just picking up the queen back. If rook takes, then takes. And, well, first of all, rook you take here with check, actually. Correction. And Kostyniuk emerges in exchange and a pawn up. She's going to be on her way to 2 out of 2. What's up with Mr. Dubov? He has just played pawn takes f4. Wow. I don't like Dubov's position. That is a nice move. And that also is a nice move. Solidifying this pawn, the bishop will come back. And this bishop, despite probably having not moved the entire game, is doing a lot. Maybe bishop d7 to trade the knight. That makes some sense. So queen f6, very logical. Bishop d7. Rook here, rook here, rook here, somewhere. Chat is complaining about my pronunciations. That's a new one. I generally think I'm relatively fluent in this language, but insulting my intelligence is always welcome. I like this, just very strong blockade. The knight's only entry point into any position is to go to b5, and from there it doesn't even do anything. So, Yeah, Midnight Rhino, I know that 1700, who was up top. I know. He got a forfeit win. Shout out to user Kiro, who says, I love your commentary. I don't know if you were paid to say that, but even if you were paid to say that, at least, you know, we all need jobs, and I really like that one, and I'm not biased. We just have so much talent. Look at this. I'm going down the list. We even have Eric Rosen here. Just beasts. Tigra, very strong player. You go to like the 50th person in the event, they're 2,800. Unreal. Completely unreal. Who else is playing at the top? So Grishuk is one of the only top seeds still going. And he is playing a Grandmaster from Germany. I don't know whose account that is. And it doesn't have a name. It's Chess DJW. Well, DJW might be the name. Might be the acronym. And looks like Grishuk is up the exchange. Down a pawn, okay, but that's a mistake because, yeah, AB5, and you don't need to guard the knight. The knight is just going to come back. Grishuk should be winning. Dubov's trying to convert this position. Alexi Sarana is playing against Sandro Pozovera, fellow grandmaster. Uh-oh, knight takes e3 is coming. How do you defend against that? Knight f1? Knight f1? He plays it, but oh man. Gosh, that is an ugly move to have to make. Queen b2 just going after the rook. Rook d1, rook e1, rook d1. Or that move, which apparently hit the rook. So is white just up 2 clean pawns? It really doesn't feel that way. Okay, 1 pawn is gone. Rook c3, queen d4. Is knight e4 a thing? Knight e4, queen b... Was knight e4 a thing there? Am I crazy? Maybe knight e3. Knight e4, knight e3. Check. King g8. Don't go e4 because knight e3. Or maybe go e4 because knight e3, king h3. No, but that doesn't work. Knight e4... Excuse me, e4, knight e3. Okay, he plays it anyway. If takes, we have rook g2, rook h2, followed by checkmate. So he plays rook c1, rook c8 in order to go to the back rank. And it doesn't look like there's any checks. So knight c2, queen d8 looks terrifying, but what if I play king h7? Or okay, this is a threat, and it doesn't look like there's any way to stop it, and it doesn't look like there's any checks. And Mishanik is going to win. Dulles has won. How's Grishuk doing? Okay, he's well on his way to earning a victory as well. Let's look at Sanan Shugirov. This is already an enormous matchup. Unico 10 is a very strong international master from Peru. And Sanan Shugirov wins by timeout. Very strange result. I mean, he's just up a pawn here, but I guess you cannot stop this move. So Shugirov wins. Here's Jakob Ginsburg against Joppy 2. Joppy is Jordan van Forest, one of the top juniors in the world. And also very brave. Look at where his king is. What is this? What how do you Why? And you can never take this because of the threat on f7. This should most likely be, I don't know. My first instinct is a draw. Like, there must be perpetual. My second instinct is, I have no idea. See, if this was 3-0, the person with more time would just win. But because it's 3-2, so if we get queen a8, can you go queen b8 is the question. Probably not, because just queen takes a4. So, man, this is so crazy. But I'm gonna lean toward draw. I mean, how do you get out? What are you gonna do? King c6? Okay, queen b6. But now maybe some... I don't know why he's refusing to try to trade the queen. Oh, he's trying to escape this way. Ah, that's creative. Okay, king h4 and no g5 check because queen g5 is a check. But the thing is that he will always have checks. That's just how it feels. Until now. And is queen f7 just winning? Wow. How quickly things turn around. Queen takes f7, queen f7, bishop f7. Okay, he also had queen h6. but just queen f6, and I still somehow think that should have been holdable. The pawn is going to run a5, king e7, a6, king d7, a7, king c7. You are a square short. Choppy, nice win. Raja, 4301, is the last 2800 player. And he's trying to win rook and bishop against rook. We'll see if he can do it. It is winnable, but the technique to do it is very precise and also requires a slight degree of error by the person, and also you can't do it from where it is now. You're not going to beat the guy when he's on the f-file. You need to put the white king on the dungeon row, as you tell your scholastic students. Is Krikor playing? Looks like it. Not at this very moment, but it looks like he is playing. There's only one other game remaining, and oh man, it is... wow. Okay, so here and here. And I know that when this happens, I get off of this screen, but this is the last game remaining. Raja ended up drawing another casualty of rook and bishop versus rook, unable to convert it. Happens, but, you know, what can you do? F2 will be met by rook f1, capturing the pawn. King is cut off, and now black is just winning, by the way. It's just a win. The king is absolutely on the wrong formation here. White, just under severe time trouble, was unable to defend. King g2, and now what you'll do is you will attempt to build a bridge. But king d3? How many moves? 120 move game. Right now, it's a 120 move game. King here, queen, very nice. The rook sneaks in, he finds the winning technique. Expert style, that was very impressive technique, I must say. Very well done. All right. Oh, this is a cool matchup. This is Hikaru versus that international master I told you about from Russia, Mikhail Demidov. Very strong. And Demidov, if you go to his profile, has a very funny bio. He says, "No name, no game. I play with real people, not virtual idiots." So he doesn't like to play the anonymous who's who on Chess.com. He's an individual that values identity. He has his name public, and he doesn't play anybody if they're anonymous. So, no name, no game. Wow, bishop d3. What is this? I mean, and look at this. I feel like this is right here is where you take Hikaru by the collar, and you know he's holding yours as well, and you guys just throw down in the mud. That's what this is. You're not getting a positional game, you're getting a super non-standard position, and you're saying, let the best man win. Super wacky development by black, knight a6, and Hikaru goes knight a4 to play c3, then maybe drop back. Very weird. The knights are trapped. They kind of both lock eyes on c5, and it's a mutual standoff. And white can go something like e5, castles g3, or queen e2 to hit the knight, which is what he does, and also defend e4. Now knight c5 by black. Wow. Uncompromising style. No move knight c5. What did you play b4? Is that like crazy? Okay. But I thought b4 made some sense. Maybe c5 there was good. Black plays it anyway. And if black can have it his way, he's going to castle and just go d5. Like, unbothered. So, e3 makes sense. Maybe you want to play bishop b2, but also maybe just knight b2. A very, very complex position. So, if black were to just castle, probably white will immediately play e5, knight d5, and start some sort of kingside attack. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like e5 and some sort of h4 and g4, and we'll see what Hikaru can come up with. We'll come back. Kanavets has 3:15 on the clock. 3:15. I mean, the guy, well, now he's thinking, but he is so on top of this opening theory. What opening was this? King's Indian defense. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the King's Indian is just one of these openings where you know everything, kind of. It's just what happens. All right, Queen b6. I like this move. Suppresses the movement. Now black playing rook f6. Notice how much time black has invested into this position. Rook f6 played with 1:45 now on the clock. Sevion, as of now, has just gone under his initial time, which is crazy. But you know that's the thing about the King's Indian, is that a lot of these positions you can blitz out with white because you know that's the theory, and then when you get there, you go, wait a second, but now what? And you start thinking, and we see Sevion thinking for 35 seconds now. I see chat letting me know that Eric Rosen is playing against Jospim. This is a cool matchup. Rosen trying to attack the Peruvian with knight g5. Probably f6 from black is required, but f6, maybe knight d5, and then this is not very comfortable. So what do you play here? Maybe you take, but if you take, you need to be careful about this invasion. So Rosen slides in bishop g7, and now he takes like this. But this doesn't strike me as a scary attack. You know what I mean? Like, not... When I think scary attack, this is not how a pawn structure looks. Even going king h1 or king h2 and rook g1, like... Alright. Whatever. Big deal. What's going on here? Wow, I mean, this what is this? Some sort of peace convention by black. What are you doing with this bishop? What is this? Is this not just lost? You have to play knight b8, I think. Or bishop b5 can you play? Knight b5, knight b5. Yeah, he goes knight b8, but this is definitely lost for black. Knight g4 even hits f6. He just plays rook c1. That also makes sense. Black's development is terrible. Looks like Hikaru will be 3 out of 3. Grishuk playing the FM from Greece. Again, I don't actually know if it's Greece or not, because I'm pretty sure you can choose whatever color of... whatever flag, I should say. I was going to say whatever color of flag, but that's not whatever flag you want. I used to think it had something to do with your connection, but I also think you can just put manual allegiance to a nation. Knight d4 is smart. It hits e2. Completely not worrying about the other knight. Like, the presence of the knight on d6 doesn't instill any fear in Grishuk, or it does, and he just doesn't show it, right? You don't always need to respect your opponent's threats, especially if you don't see anything concrete. It's just like, well, yeah, the knight is strong, but, right, then what? And white just retreats back to c3 to cover e2. Makes sense. Everybody's making logical moves. Now, Grishuk goes under a minute. I wonder what playing like a minute, with a minute feels like if you're Alexander Grishuk. Right, because the theory is that he's always in time trouble, yeah? So, does a minute feel like a lot or a little bit of time to him? Knight drops back to e6, hits c5. Maybe we'll see knight e4, but then you always have to worry about f5. Knight a4, you need to worry about queen a5, bishop b5, different ways of... Yeah, just bishop b5. And now if takes, maybe pawn takes? Most likely pawn takes. But pawn takes gives away this. So now knight c3, b4, there is knight d5. And I don't know if you like that. Knight d5 and c6. I think maybe rook b5 could have been considered. Because this actually, this doesn't look good. I think Grishuk just thought b4 here. He must have stopped his calculation at b4. But knight d5 is too much of a problem. So he goes knight c5. He's down to 30 seconds. As a few people have already hit the perfect 3-0. Wow. So Knight Lord 1 is 2253. And he has defeated a 2590, a 2640, and Pavel Ilyanov 2780. That is impressive. That's really impressive. 3-0. This is the part where chat goes, well, I mean, like, that's not cool, man. It's probably illegitimate. Listen. It's Title Tuesday, alright? People play this tournament from their iPad on their toilet, which conveniently has no water in it in the case of Alexander Grishuk. Also, to dispel the notion of any of, fair play concerns, my friends, the Chess.com anti-cheat team is the best in the business. And I'm not saying that because the logo's right there and Title Tuesday is right there and there's, down there too, probably. Straight up. There is you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes right now to ensure the most transparent approach to this tournament as possible. Okay? Now, if you saw Gotham Chess at 3 out of 3, that's when you get suspicious. Alright? That's when you go, account sharing, Gotham is illegitimate. Knight e7, hitting the rook and hitting g6. Grishuk. This guy's good, by the way. The guy playing with the white piece is a very good bullet player. So is Grishuk, and there is bonus time, but mistakes happen. Okay, rook g6 cannot be played because of king f7. Fast pawns here are going to be a problem. Knight g6, b3, takes. What do you do now? That's it. Knight h4, b2, knight f5, and where is Grishuk going to move his king? f7, f8, h7, h8, goes to h7. Gotta go rook here, rook c1, and we'll see if Grishuk can win this. It's completely winning, but it's mildly tricky. While Sarana has himself another very long game. Fedoseev and Jakub Pulpan are in a pawn endgame, and basically in pawn endgames, total nonsense happens. Especially in Blitz, but this one looks like it'll be... Could you have played king f4 there? King f4, king d5, king f5, king c4, king f6, king g5. King b4. Wait. King f4, hold on. King f4. Oh, but just king e7. King f5, king... Oh, no, wait a second. Whoa! Wait a minute. What if you played king f4? King d5, king f5, king c4, king f6, king here, king moves, f4, b4, f5, b3, f6, b2, f7, b1 queen, f8 queen. You guys saw that? One more time. King d5, king f5, king c4, king f6, king b4, king g5, king c3, here. Why is this not winning for white? I mean, it's winnable, and at least, no? What is there? Did he see something that I didn't see? Like, most likely you should draw this, but from a practical standpoint, it's much better than just taking a draw. But I guess he was very happy. Very, very happy to draw it. I was just assuming that white can give a series of checks to win this pawn. That was my assumption. So, for example, if I play queen d1, then something like queen a3. Well, queen a3, king c4, and I was just assuming that, I mean, you can't lose this. Losing this would be impressive. So not to even play it out is, yeah, Grishuk just winning. Misha Melnichuk has king and queen versus king and queen. What is this endgame? Cool for chess. That's Balaji D13. He's active in the chat, and he's currently defending rook and knight against rook. If he's watching the stream, no pressure, but you better not lose rook and knight versus rook. My guy, that would be embarrassing, especially in front of 1,000 people who are anxiously watching your game. That would be a big tragedy. Oh man, rook d2 now. Yeah, queen versus queen is a very rare endgame. That other endgame could have also been queen versus queen. You really shouldn't be losing king and knight, king rook knight versus king rook. It's honestly very easy to hold. It's much easier than king and rook versus king and knight, which I once had in a game against Robert Hess after a very long battle, and Robert very kindly gave me a draw. He had the rook, he didn't have the knight. Now, if he had the knight and he gave me the draw, that would be also okay, but the thing is, there's just no easy way. Like, you would need your king here, your knight here, and then it's just short of white completely imploding and doing something ridiculous, it's not gonna happen. Okay, it's like almost happening, but even now he still has king d1. Actually, wait a second. Knight b2, king e1, I guess it was okay because you're always coming here. Fine. But it was getting mildly unpleasant here. This is, wow. One title Tuesday, a grandmaster couldn't win queen versus knight. Well, that's really impressive. This endgame is an interesting one because even if white gives up the bishop for the pawn, it's just going to be bishop and knight versus king. And yeah, they're competing for longest endgame, but longest game. But of course, that game will just be drawn by 50 move rule. This one won't be. As he's looking for a way to win it, I would find a way to run your king to f2. So just very easily, king e5, king f6, king here, 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 here. Get the king to f2. Keep the bishop at bay. Bishop a5 is, reasonable. Bishop d2 also makes sense. And that's it. Just go like this. I don't know why he's doing that. Bishop f5 doesn't quite work. Looking for some sort of draw. Wow, we have Vincent Keimer playing Guess the Move in the game chat. Alright, so you can't even play a move like knight c6. Knight c6 is winning. Fine, knight f3 is another way. He's going to go knight d4, back the bishop up, e2 takes, and will black win? Alright, place your bets. Place your bets. e2 has been played, and here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the only way you can checkmate is if the king gets to the same corner as the bishop. Right now, white is trying to run to the wrong corner. But the technique to get the king out here is relatively straightforward. You box in the king to the wrong corner, and then you get it out. Balaji lost! What? Wait a second, but knight takes g7. Balaji loses on... Balaji lost on move 49! Balaji lost on move 49! Unbelievable. I mean, just a heartbreaker. Even if Balaji had played this, and this is, I think, move 50. This is 51 would be, I think. And so you can claim the draw here, unless I'm making a mistake. Yes, it looks like in your game, the last move was a capture. No, it was move 45. I apologize. There was another capture on move 86. So it was move 45. So not quite as dramatic, but still losing that is quite dramatic. Wow. Tough. Tough one. All right, well, Here we have a situation where the player with the black pieces just can't seem to win the endgame. So move 127. 128 is the first move where we had the now it's getting bad. So like I said, move 128. So right now it is 162, which is 34 moves. 34 moves. He's looking for the right way to walk the king over, but he doesn't have it. King c8. Oh my gosh. A 168 move game. King b7, king c5. It's been 40 moves. That's it. He needs to mate him in 20 moves. And 10 moves. 9 moves. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He's not gonna do it. Wait, what? What? He had to play bishop b8. What is he doing? Oh, bishop b8. Sorry. Prior to that. Bishop b8. Wait a second. Go. It's W. Oh, but king b7. Oh, he hangs a piece! Oh my gosh! Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you make a career-ending title highlight reel moment. You don't know how to mate with bishop and knight in front of 1,000 people. Oh, man. Oh, boy. I don't know what to say. Guy's 27. Come on, that's inexcusable. The nerves got to him. It's, by the way, you know what? I'm going to say this. We are all so terrible. You and I agree on something, chat. We wanted him to not succeed. Except Neo2770, who says, don't make fun of people. But that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Of course we want to make fun of you. You can make fun of me. I can make fun of you. It's fair game. Shout out to Fianchetta. Rockin' the Diamond says, who is that? That's a good question. Who was that, chat? Chat detectives. Go, go, go. You talk about we don't... we didn't want to see success, chat. Come on. Who are you lying to? The second we knew that it was going to be king, bishop, and knight, we are all subjected to the same sin. We all went, I want them to mess up so I can laugh. We didn't go, well, I want him to, to prove that his technique is up there and he can demonstrate, just a flawless execution. No, we don't want that. Come on. Now, having said that, when the game first starts, we wish both players the best. We don't want anyone to lose or mess up. But come on, we're all evil. We're all evil. Let's not lie to ourselves. Alrighty, we've seen enough of Hikaru. Let's go watch Hrant Chess Mood. Can I just give a little bit of respect to Armenian chess? I don't know how many of you know this, but the amount of Armenian teenagers and early 20-year-old grandmasters right now that are just blossoming is enormous. Like, if you go to Armenia FIDE, my second window over here, just unbelievable. Robert Hovhannisyan, Gabuzyan, Tersahakian, Petrosyan, Grigoryan, Martirosyan, are you noticing a trend? Sargisyan, Hakobian, like, all these players are 25, 50 plus GMs. If the Olympiad brought Team A, Team B, Team C, Team D, Team E, they would all stack them with GMs. Armenia E would get like third or something. It's unbelievable what's going on in Armenia. I don't know if anyone is Armenian in the chat, but you should be very, very proud of the chess boom. And all I can say for the teams of the Pro Chess League is your life's not getting any easier. Primo Man says, when I went to Armenia, a 2-hour-year-old baby beat me in the hospital. I don't know how it had the motor skills to do that, or quite... The cognitive function, yes, the motor skills I'm more impressed with. So, Queen d2, rook e1 doesn't look unreasonable. Queen d2 with another idea to, in the long run, target this. I mean, black has retreated to h7 and has some ideas to maybe go g5. And g5 obviously goes hand in hand with the knight on h7. Can we also watch our bona fide stud here, Knight Lord 1? Okay, so Knight Lord 1 has 3 out of 3, and he just played the Elephant Gambit against Plati. He just played the Elephant Gambit. That is what that opening is called. Now, if your follow-up question is, Gotham, why is it called the Elephant Gambit? I don't have an answer. I just don't know. KRC35 says, today I registered my account and this is my new love. I hope you are referring overall to the game of chess and the Twitch channel and not me, because I'm taken. I cannot fill that void in your life. I'm very sorry. But chess can. Plati is Sandra. Is it Sandra Mareco? I don't think so. Is it Sandra Mareco? No, it's Alan Pichot. That's what I thought. And there's another one who I don't remember. So, Plati has offered black a draw and black accepts. Okay. Alright. The massacre continues. We have a 2200 rated player at the top. Wow, Hikaru lost. Whoa. What? I'm so confused. Oh. Hikaru must have thought that Vugar was going to take the pawn. And so he pre-moved pawn to d4 and just blunder this. I mean, yeah, he was assuming this move, or at least this move, which would cancel this move. Yeah, a bad pre-move, and now Vugar has 4 points. Well, there you go. Moro 182 is Luca Moroni, I'm assuming. It's not Morozevich, but when I saw Moro, I got excited. I was like, is Alexander Morozevich gracing us with his presence? But the end, no. Nope. Sorry. It's not that. Meanwhile, we have Queen f5, Rook takes d4, and probably some doubling here is going to happen soon. Did he? When did Morozevich compete in Title Tuesday? And there's just so many players. For example, here's Krikor Mkhitaryan versus Sanan Shugirov. Both of these players in the past few weeks participated in the FIDE World Cup. I'm not sure who knocked out Shugirov, but I do know that Krikor was knocked out by Dmitry Andreikin. So, Dima whacked him around, I think. Aha. Got it. Shout out to Sam Copeland. Shout out to Sam Copeland. Alright. Trade. And in most endgames, you can argue here that white has an advantage because the b-pawn kind of fixes these two pawns here, but it's... Until you can come up with a winning idea, I'm going to keep on doubting everything that you're bringing to the table. But this bishop looks very nice, and white does have a big time advantage. And now he's playing e3, d4 to try to put a rook on c5. And he could even consider sacrificing an exchange. Of course, zero reason to do that. But he can if he wants to. Wow, Shugirov is really low on time. Bishop f1. And, well, I'm not sure what's coming. Meanwhile, do you guys remember that person that beat Danya? The person that beat Daniel Naroditsky then beat a 2700, and he just beat Sarana with black. That individual who started the tournament by defeating Daniel Naroditsky has just defeated Alexi Serrano with the black pieces. That's... Man, these people are having better tournaments now than I think I've had in my entire life. Grishuk trying to win an endgame knight and 2 pawns versus bishop. A select few in the tournament have a perfect score. Sometimes that lasts until round 7 or 8. But that is not going to be the case here. Knight Lord. Man. The strongest freaking 2200 that I've ever seen in my life. How many games are remaining? Enough. A good amount. No one from the top is still playing except Dadim Bailey. And who is going where here and why? Takes, king d6. Or maybe king f5 was not unreasonable. No, but king f5 d7, excuse me. King d6. In my head, I had made this pawn vanish. Bishop g8 looks like a requirement if f6, king e6. And the pawns can't really go anywhere because b3, bishop c3. So, probably... Oh, no. White might be... Wait. Why didn't white go here? King here. Yeah. And bishop f7, if you go here, then king f6. Right, of course. Just king e6. There is no way to win. I was thinking maybe white had some zugzwang chances. That's creative. Wow. f6, b3, f7, b2? Okay. It is a draw, but again, this is one of those pawn-up endgames. Like, why wouldn't you just play this out? This is what could happen in that other game. Some sort of check, yeah. Eric Rosen is playing on seconds. Eric Rosen is also just down a queen, which... It's very difficult to draw this, but with the queen so active, it does make things, I think, a bit simpler. Yeah, trading the queen here is still a draw. Is it? Takes, king b6, king d3. Yeah, of course it's still a draw. But this one's gonna go on a while. I don't know why it's still showing me that this game is still here. He is won. Terry Lujan and Dobrov are going at it. Look, they're calling the emergency services outside of the door. Queen e7. Queen f8, and it's getting closer and closer slowly. Oh boy. I think something's on fire. And it might be the chessboard in round number 5. We've got like 8 people on a perfect score. Knight Lord is really the person in question. Who's gonna get rid of Knight Lord? Lord of the Night. Sneaky. What even is a Knight Lord? What is that? Dulles is Daniel Dubov. Can someone explain to me what a Knight Lord is? I know other things that end in the word Lord, but what is a Knight Lord? For a second, I thought the pawn could take. It's that time of day where I forget which way the pieces go. So is this game over as well? A lot of games are done. I am patiently awaiting my list to refresh. But I don't actually know. No. Like they come. Okay, got it. It's a book. Knight Lord is a book. A Warhammer, I don't know what that is, but I like the name Mythic Applesauce. So if a person's name is nice, I generally tend to listen. It's how I vote for my politicians. I'm like, oh, that name, nice one. I vote. So I like how that sounds. You sound trustworthy. Are they playing each other? They are. It's a king and rook endgame. Love king and rook endgames. Anything for chat instruction. So he's not playing rook h5, rook g5, because after rook h5, rook g5, we would just have takes, and king g7, and that is just a draw. Really, Sam Copeland? Yeah, see, this is what I love. Like, people in the chess world know things. I don't. I don't include myself in that group, but people do. Like, they don't include me, they know stuff, and it's kind of nice. Alright, so does anybody want to, like, talk about anything while we wait for these players to figure out that this game is a total draw? Anybody? Anybody have a fun subject they'd like? Rook f5 is a tricky move that doesn't win at all, and okay, Rook f7. Vukar beat Nako with engine. Okay. Another emergency vehicle is outside the door. Vukar did not do that. You know, sometimes it feels like they literally pull up outside of my window. And they go, "Hey! Are you streaming? What's up, bro?" King f8, and just draw. King g7, and that's it. Okay. Draw. I play a little bit of Overwatch. I play some basketball. I have some other side gigs, side hustles. You know, a little bit of that. What do you guys do? Except for chess. Nothing? Haha, same. Balaji asking if I will be streaming later. The answer to that question is no, and I do play poker, but I don't know where teenagers are allowed to play poker. I'm assuming you just play like Zynga poker. Shout out to Samtan6, who can vouch personally for my ping pong abilities. So, I suppose we are awaiting the next round to begin. Let me just refresh here for a moment. We have one more game. There we go. Rook versus Bishop. Everybody's 6th favorite endgame. So Rook versus Bishop is a pretty easy draw if you put your king in the corner that's the wrong color square of your bishop, and bishop here and bishop here. Primo Man says, you ever get recognized in New York? Levi? The answer to that question is, well, if people thought my name was Levi, then the answer is no. I will most likely not be recognized, and that's perfectly reasonable with me. I do not need to be recognized, really. Because then, you know, what people do is they'll go like, "Hey, I watch your streams." It's like, "Cool, man." And then they're like, "So what's up?" I'm like, "What? Nothing." You know? It's like when people call you. You get a call, you pick up, and your friend goes, "Yo, what's up?" You're like, "You called me! What do you mean, what's up?" You should be the one who's like, "Hey, man, you know, like this and this." Anyway. Alright, I'm leaving. Grishuk just played a symmetrical English. You guys, we don't need to watch symmetry. Here's a matchup between two of those players that I talked about from Armenia. Two of the most talented players. They are entering a Queen's Indian setup. Now, knight e4 is the way to go. You can play d6. Knight e4 does make sense. Now you can go for the bishop. This is completely fine. But the thing is that you spend so much time moving this knight that taking it for this and giving white all the opportunity to play isn't what a lot of people like. So rook e1 makes sense because you can push the e-pawn in the future. Yeah, he takes on d2, it's a very logical move. Of course, you would like the two bishops. And we saw Grishuk play like this earlier, but there was no bishop here. Did I say bishop play like that earlier? No, I said Grishuk. Sometimes I talk a little bit quickly for myself. My brain's like, yo, what? Hold up, pause, bro. What did you just say? The bishop on f6 is okay, but you would honestly prefer some way where you can drop it back. Something like that. But let's see what he can come up with. Let's see. How's our boy doing? I miss him. Night Lord. Has a completely reasonable position and most likely can claim that he is slightly better. Okay. Did I lose weight? Do I look like it? Or is that just like a... I'm bored, so let me get Levi involved. I'm gonna go talk to Chess TV chat. They're asking me less personal questions. Oh, somebody says, it isn't sound, is it? No, The elephant gambit pretty much freely gives white a much better position if white knows what they're doing. But that's the point about gambits. It's that when you play gambits at club level, your opponents might not. Oh. So what's so crazy about Night Lord's style is just brute force. Like that last game was just attacking, and then taking the draw. Now he needs to decide if he wants to play g4. Very big decision. Very big decision. It does go. Go with g4. Now knight e4. You can take, but then takes and e3 is a problem. This bishop, but of course if you just blockade, then you're never going to face this bishop. So in the meantime, you can throw this rook over here. You can take on f5. You can get the rooks involved, and the position is looking great. Shout out to MB Chess Master 7. I don't know what MB stands for. I don't know what a chess master is. You could teach me how to be like it. Be one. I once found a trap on the elephant gambit as black, though, even gave it a name. What name did you give it? Did you say... Oh, wait, no. I was going to say poached, but that's a tough term. Also, if you're talking about with playing with black, it doesn't really matter. It means the gambit was a success. I like this bishop here, but I think I would like white's position if the light squared bishop got more involved, and it's tough to find where. Because if you play... Okay, h3 is just kind of like a I don't know what to do move. Here, are we going to see rook g8? Maybe we will. Oh, Hikaru is playing Alisher Suleymanov. He is a strong player from Kazakhstan. I played alongside him a few times this summer. He's very good at Blitz. He won a bunch of like small Blitz events. Very, very good player. What's going on in the Armenian battle? A long time ago, excuse me while I rub my eyeball because there is something itchy in it. A long time ago, I said, what is black going to do with the bishop on f6? And black has not answered that question. Black has not even begun to answer that question. I don't know what you're going to do with the bishop. Right now, the bishop is basically doing the equivalent of what happens when you run into a bear in the woods. It's pretending to play dead. It's just like, yo, I ain't moving. Like, I got the e5 pawn to take care of. I got g7. Like, if I go anywhere, only bad things are going to happen. Black is just sort of trying to get some normal things going. So, without this bishop. Question from MB Chessmaster. Are you doing your chess news show on Saturday? Yes. Quick plug while we watch this beautiful game. My dear friends, if you don't have a one-stop shop and you want one for all chess news, gossip, chess games, whatever, Saturdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on twitch.tv/chess, the postmortem. Yes, 81 row in Twitch chat says, Geary retired from the Isle of Man. Don't say retired, okay? Let's leave that very professional term to a beautiful sport like tennis. And let's just say he withdrew, because there's no pretty way to put it. He just dropped out. MVL definitely has good reason, and we will talk about that. We will talk about that. Absolutely. Queen b5 hits the a4. Pawn. Rook, excuse me, I was focusing on getting to the c7 pawn. Yes, exactly, so he can give away the b pawn and take the c pawn, and wow, the bishop has found a purpose on the most passive square on the entire board. Wow. Covering c7. Yeah, that is tragic. Really? Anybody at 5 out of 5? No one. No one. So how about this game? Front is playing Mickey and Shugirov is playing Kiranke. What is happening? What is this? Shugirov has 3 seconds. But is he winning? What is the... He's threatening mate with 3.7 on the clock. Okay, queen c7, and he's gonna flag 2.7. Unbelievable. I need to... rook c4, he's gotta make a move, gotta make a move. Go, go, go. If rook b4, rook c7. Queen c5, bishop c5 takes a b4. A b4, of course, and rook a1. 20 seconds, and Shugirov has 5. You still can't castle. Bishop f8 is a good move. I would play rook a1. Nice. Takes, takes, you're going to get this. Takes, takes, you're going to get that. And then maybe b4 with ideas like king d7. First of all, black can castle probably, which is really funny. All right, now 10 seconds. Here we go. Everybody buckle up. Everybody buckle up for the time scramble. 3, 2, rook a6, bishop g7. Rook a7, check, hits f7, king here, rook e7, king f6. Rook b7 hits b5, white is making a comeback. h5, bishop e7 maybe. g5 also logical, rook f7. Now hits the bishop. Bishop e3, king here. No, he just goes there and gonna take. Check, check, takes. Check, check, takes. Good. And black is completely winning. Black is just up 2 pawns. Now it's king f5, g5, g4. Karanka is gonna have 5 points. That's what it looks like, in all likelihood. Gonna be one of the only players. What's up with Grishuk? Where are you, baby? What is it? This is so much chaos for so many pieces. 5 seconds for Grishuk. He plays knight g4. He's attacking h2. Knight f6. Yup. Now's the part of the game where the players need to decide are they gonna simplify or just go for, just play for the win. Rook b7. No, wow. a5. e3. Takes. Where's the knight going? c6. Queen e3 is an idea. What's another idea? Wow. Knight d8 hits the rook. This must be lost for Grishuk. Rook b3. Knight f6 and coming back around. This must be lost for black. Knight e6. If knight e6, queen e6 hits the rook, will he block? Knight f4, queen f4? Knight d5? Wait. Oh, knight f4 he's going to take with a pawn. Or that pawn. Wow. Queen d8 with the idea of this? Is that the idea? He plays queen a8, and now there's some sort of knight d5. There's no queen g7. He just goes back to d4. Now white doesn't look very comfortable. Maybe there was g5, I don't know. Wow, just what a move. a5, unbothered, pushing. Knight e6, queen d6 I liked. Doesn't matter what I liked. Wait. Queen takes e7 check? What? Queen e7 check? Hello? Oh, and that's it, and Grishuk goes down. I don't know what that was. The players just went completely crazy, but Jospin beats Grishuk. Jose Eduardo Martinez Alcantara. Say that 10 times fast. He missed it for like 3 straight moves, yes. Chess is a very tough game. Absolutely. The pressure, the nerves, everything is brutal in this format. Wow. Rook e1. Who is bad at defending? Someone in Twitch chat just accused the player of being bad at defending. This is very important when you guys say this stuff. Yersai says it's Alcantara. It's not Alcantara, it's Alcantara. Okay. Hikaru drew! What? Did he really? He did! He drew Alisher. Unbelievable. From this endgame, down a pawn, first of all, Hikaru was. Yeah, Alisher is a very solid Blitz player. Very, very good player. Like I said, I've seen him play a handful of times. h3 if takes, king f2, but if h3, king g1. Just king g1. which leaves just one more game. Google Goom and King H4. Wait a second. This might be lost if you go the wrong way. If he plays... Oh, well, okay. I mean... He didn't even try to win. What I was going to say is here, if King H4... If White played King F4, this is lost. Because, for example... Shout out to Glooms! Queen E2, E6. There was no queens to E6. I don't think so. But yes, I appreciate your excitement. Welcome to the channel. Yep, just King H4. Black was winning. Instead, White is going to try to flag the opponent. That is not going to happen. I don't even know why we're still watching. Can we just go to a quick ad break, maybe? This is why we do the ads at this moment, because this is where we get things like this, and this is not a fan-friendly activity. It's just not. I'm gonna be straight up. Round 6 is about to begin. Mkhitaryan versus Jospam is most likely the matchup that we're going to get. There it is. Oh, no, 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 no. Forget I said anything. Mkhitaryan versus Kiranke. Are they playing an early d4 in these kinds of English systems? Queen b6 is such a tricky move. Hits the knight. Can you go knight e4 here? Knight e4 looks brutal. Just absolutely brutal style. You're like, I want the bishop. I want the two bishops. But again, like, if you spend this much time, and also you're threatening mate, so don't hang mate. Don't play bishop takes bishop. Don't do that. Plays e3. Didn't get to see a mate, unfortunately. Alright, this is just a very, very standard and solid opening. Very standard. Easy opening to play. How we doing? Twitch chat. We're halfway through. Chess TV chat. Tournament chat in Chess.com. Game chat. Wherever you're watching from or not watching from. You really should be watching, though. I don't really know why you're not. How are we doing? Are we excited? This is an amazing week on Chess.com. Today is just the tip of the iceberg. We have one Speed Chess Championship match. And we have Title Tuesday. Tomorrow, more Speed Chess Championship. Thursday, more Speed Chess Championship. Then we have Fisher Random. What more do you people want? Are you not entertained? Jeez. I don't even know who I'm getting angry at. Let's go. Let's get some energy. Levy, how do you get better at time trouble? Avoid it. Deep from me. Man with no name 89 playing against Hikaru. Alright. Cool. We also have Mikhail Demidov playing against Chess Queen. This is two Russians doing battle. A lot of country folk competing in this event. Who do I have as the favorite in the Fisher Random Championships? Let's pick a wild card and go with Ali Reza Firouzja. How do you feel about that selection? My favorite is when someone's like, who do you think is going to win? And you say it, and then they go, you're wrong. Like, but you just asked my opinion. Svidler, that's a good choice. Svidler's always a reliable choice, I think. Alright, we're basically waiting to see what Chess Queen chooses to do. The thing is that you would like to start an attack. It's sort of intrinsic in human nature. I see a king. I want to attack it. Now, it's, 7, 8 seasons of Game of Thrones were literally just based on attacks. But, spoiler alert. But if you do that, then you open up the bishops for your opponent as well. It's very double-edged. And she might just choose to be solid and then slide the bishop this way and go here. Like queen d3, takes. Something like this. Look at the top boards. We can do that. We can check in. Look, I don't want to... I'm not prejudiced about the people who have more points. Okay? Wait. Don't go knight e4, by the way. People are like, I see a fork! No, you get mated. This is kind of the basis of black's entire position. Now, the queen trade, on the other hand, is a bit more suspect, because it allows white to sort of start building a bit more of a fortress. f4 is within reason. Rook d6 I thought was risky because of this, yeah. Well, you could go rook c4. That is number one, and there is no bishop c4 because queen e1, but he chooses to go after this pawn because then you can take this pawn as well. So this is looking completely within reason for black. Mkhitaryan has a very nice position. Iranke, I think this is... I don't know if this means anything in Russian. I speak Russian, but there's some words that I just don't know. So that... Shout out to Balaji D13 for letting us know about his score, keeping us updated. 4 out of 6, hopefully getting some nice wins. If anyone has any insight as to what 731291 means, I would highly appreciate it. I've seen this username around, these random numbers, and I just don't know. But the rooks look very nice here. Well, if your phone number is is 2 groups of 3 numbers, that's weird. So it's not a phone number. I don't know. Rook b3, trying to get some tricks. Queen takes e4. The pieces are staring at everything. But somehow it looks like white is borderline... I mean, he's surviving, but he's going to lose. And Mkhitaryan is going to have... Oh, that's a nice move. Resigns. Immediate loss. Absolutely immediate loss. The knight needed to stay back and defend b2, and he just missed it. Anyone confused? Yes, you can take, but after rook takes, check. Take the bishop. Even if it wasn't a check, it would just be completely winning. Hope that clears things up for you. Jospim Dulles. Dulles. White winning here. Looks like Jospim is going to get knocked off his streak. And Dubov is going to have 5.5 out of 6. Barhama 5 out of 6. Borosh 5 out of 6. Vlad Dobrov playing Vugar. Dobrov having a very solid event. But in this game, white has 2 queens. That's 2 queens, like right there. Like in front of your face, that's 2 queens. That's a lot of queens. That's more queens than 1, and frankly, that's a lot more than 2. That's 2 more than 0. Excuse me, what did I just say? Did I say it's 2 more than 2? Oh, God. No, chat is gonna make fun of me. Oh, 2 is not more than 2. Nope. Oh, man. I thought Danny Wrench was on earlier making a fool out of himself, but... Yeah, you can have two queens. Yep. Contrary to popular belief. You can. He's not a Mormon, but, you know. Listen, I don't have a master's in stats, first of all. That is a lie. The second thing is, you don't need to count to get a statistics degree. You heard it here first. I'll be the first one to tell you. You do not need one. Grishuk. There's a Twitch account saying that certain grandmasters in this field are using computer assistants. That account was made 1 hour ago and has existed on Twitch for 2 weeks. So generally, it's good practice not to believe anybody in the chat like that. Please do not hurl accusations like that around. Very silly to say things like that. As these players are now again in a scramble. Rook f2. Yeah, he just retreats to be safe. What's Grisha gonna do? c4 is preparing against queen d1, so he wants rook h8. Rook h8. That was the whole idea. I think white is now winning, maybe. How? Where? Queen f4, king g7. Oh, no. Oh? Oh! f4? What? Queen c3 and... What an unbelievable game. Queen e3. They might just repeat. This is... Shout out to McPickled, which is one of the best usernames ever. McPickled. Is that like a... I could say... Oh my gosh. McDonald's new ad campaign. This is for all the vegetarians out there. It's just a sandwich of pickles. That's all it is. Shout out to McPickled. For keeping things awesome. Queen c1 and some... I don't know. Shout out to McPickled. Alright, Roman Ovechkin. Who else is a fan favorite? No one. So we're going to stay here. Grishuk is looking to not lose. Queen here, followed by rook d1 would be nice. Rook h3 is a tricky way to avoid all that. There's no checks. That's a check. Wow. Rook c3, though. Uh-oh. Rook d7, rook c8. Oh, man. Rook c7, rook d7. That is a great move. Rook d1, king c2. Queen d6? Yeah, queen d6. Oh, but then queen d6, queen h4. What a wild game. Grishuk doing his absolute best here to survive. Jose Herrera, this is a Chess.com streamer, frequently doing shows in Spanish. He is trying to win this endgame. G5 is coming in a moment. Can you just go... Wait a second. Knight f7, king h7, g5 takes g6. King there. h6 is just the win. Takes in g7. g5. Bishop f4, g6, king g8, h6 is just winning. Just winning. Because if takes, knight h6 and g7 check. Wow, h6. h6 and h7. Booyakasha. It's fun to predict the moves of other players. Has Grishuk lost his game? Or did he draw? Grishuk might have drawn. No! Grishuk lost. Grishuk lost. 4 out of 6 for Sasha. As we begin round number 7. After this round, everybody will take a break. Like a 7th inning stretch. It's a baseball term. Where the fans and the players all get up after the 7th out of 9 innings to stretch their legs, which have not done anything for the past 2.5 hours because baseball is not a real sport. E6, knight c3. And we have a Rogozin. This is bishop g5 is one of the more critical lines. This is not a very critical line, but still interesting. Knight c6 you have to play. Robert Hess really doesn't like baseball. It's kind of an inside joke. He really, really doesn't like baseball. Guys, you know there is a command. Yes. There's also a command for who is... Oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! He has no connection. Member is offline. Oh man. This is exciting. This is like a fight ending in the first, 10 seconds because of a disqualification of some sort. Knight c6 has been played. He just wanted to give him time odds. That's all it was. Just wanted to give him time odds. And now he's going to have to come back on the clock. Round 7 of 10. Title Tuesday. The 1st of October, 2019. Cheers. Bottoms up, everybody. This is a very solid system. If you play knight d6 and castle and then just put your rooks, you'll have a very easy life. a3, b4. You don't have to do too much. This bishop is very passive. Like, black gets a very normal setup, but is just passive. It is what it is. You can go something like e5 in the future, but you really need to set up correctly. Generally a6, rook d8, maybe b5. Wow. Hikaru AFK? Really? Is he? Wow! What? Where is Hikaru? I gotta look at this on my screen. This is crazy. Hikaru's got 20 seconds on the clock. He's totally doing this to mess with everybody. I guarantee he comes back. I guarantee Hikaru will return. And it's like some ploy, to beat somebody 10 seconds versus 3 minutes. Hikaru? Hikaru, make a move. No way. Oh! Oh, man! Wow! I did not... Wait a second. What? What has happened? I've never seen this before. Well, there's a first time for everything. And on his stream, there was something really confusing. Wait a second. Well, did he... Oh, I don't think he even realized. He didn't realize. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so... I'm gonna get out of there. I'm gonna get out of there. Here's another game. Here's another game. Everybody forget that happened. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is brutal, brutal, brutal. Listen, the break is after round 7, not round 6. There is always going to be a break now after the 7th round of Title Tuesday to give players time to regroup, to think, for the fair play team to make all of their final verdicts. It's very important, etc. Everybody's always asking, all about fair play and things like that. F4, locking this in. Ah, man. Let's go back to the top. Let's go back to the marquee matchup. Bishop takes. Hikaru is back, but unfortunately he lost. Unfortunately, he has already been defeated. Here's another game where a player basically all but disconnected. And Dubov now has to play 50 seconds versus a minute and 40 seconds. That's not comfortable. Rook takes d8. I mean, white can always bail. He can always bail. Queen c5. There's pressure on this pawn. He left? What? Oh my gosh. That is unbelievable. We can get like live action feed of the... Oh boy, this is shaping up to be an amazing post-mortem week. You know what? I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna do something so pretentious. Shout out to me on Saturday. You look damn good today, and it's so crazy that Hikaru rage quit Title Tuesday. That's all I'm gonna say. Postmortem, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays, 11 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/chess. I'm shouting myself out. Postmortem this week is gonna be so hot. I mean, I am so excited. Gosh, whew. Of course, Hikaru cannot win the tournament having 2.5 or 2 points back. For sure. So if his objective today was to play, then, you know, just for the sake of playing, and that's it. That's it. Can't obviously win, so makes sense. Meanwhile, 40 seconds for white, and he has just played g4. Just played g4. Queen g6, and Dubov looks under severe pressure here. At least the draw with queen e8, queen g6. That is at least guaranteed. Fumbleweed says you love the new show. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh my gosh, if you loved episode 1, we just getting started. This is going to be a crazy week. Absolutely crazy. This game is drawn. So, after 7 rounds, it looks... No, Big Fish can still catch up. The winner of this game will have 6.5. What is this? What are those? Huh? What? I don't even... That's not even a threat because of the pin. Just a crazy Queen F1, King B2. Unreal. The break is relatively new. This break for players is definitely something that that has only recently been implemented. Bishop D6. There's just a handful of games remaining for this round. Maybe that was Hikaru getting out of there. On the motorcycle. Queen A4 check, queen takes, and black is going to win. After 7 rounds, we're going to have 2 people at the top of Title Tuesday. Mkhitaryan and Vugar Rasulov, and I don't think they've played each other yet. So this is going to be exciting stuff when we get back. Some other games here to focus on. That's... I don't know what just happened, but... Alright, that's checkmate. That's not an exciting game to focus on. Yes, Vugar did beat Hikaru, but Hikaru mouse slipped. He did mouse slip. And Hikaru lost another game just not being in front of his computer, so... Is there any more games remaining for this round? Looks like one. Just one. Like first, second, and Dmitry Andreikin, unless I'm missing one. No, there's a few. There's a few. Like Jumabayev, for example. King, pawn, rook versus king, bishop. 3 pawns. White trying to win. I've had this actually with both colors. I've had the rook and I've had the minor pieces. And the bishop covers everything. All the pieces protect each other. So it's most likely just a draw short of, you know, some horrific mistake. Rico, okay. What, but was it people in chat who passed on this information? Anyway, I mean, of course you should hear it from the staff. But anyway, friends, we need a break. These endgames might go on for oh, no, this one won't. This game's going on forever, and it's another king bishop knight. So we will be back shortly for rounds 8, 9, and 10 of Title Tuesday. Very tough race up top. About 10 people separated by half a point. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for your patience. I noticed that Twitch chat got into a very animated debate about the proper way to break things up in terms of the break. Look, my friends, sports are all different, but why does baseball have only 9 innings, rounds, and you get up in the middle of the 7th? You'd get them up in the middle of the 5th. I don't know. Talk to baseball. It was just an arbitrary number. I think also the logic behind it, like I said, getting fair play involved. It's that with so few rounds to go, when the stakes become higher and all the games matter, fair play team gets kind of a moment to catch up with all their findings. Round 8 is going to begin in a moment. As we wait here momentarily. I believe that I will ask for all of you what the reports I'm not 100% sure on that question. That is a question that, for full transparency, will obviously be answered. That is not something that folks are like, oh, it's hush hush. No, these are things folks are relatively open about. C4, 6. C4. Symmetrical English. Very solid. But, of course, the game to watch is board 1. Ugar, Vicky. Specific names are not given out for banning. Although, frankly, chat, this is a question for you. Chess TV, Twitch chat. Do you think names should be published if they are booted from a tournament like this? Just out of curiosity. Do you think so? Or do you think that just publishing a stat is good enough? Like this number of plays. I think the Twitch chat, do you think Papega? Wow, what is this opening? So we have an early knight e4, a trade, another trade, and another trade, and then another trade. And then bishop e6, I'm assuming. So, supremely solid. Completely unbothered. What's he thinking about? I guess he doesn't like bishop e6, bishop c4. He's trying to avoid having this weakness. Like bishop c4, then takes, and the e-pawn's kind of weak. Trying to decide where he's... Jake 5, 7, 6, 8, 9. Took me a second to realize that those numbers are not in order. Says the rook on e4 is a rook. Yes, white does have an advantage. It's by the fact that he is much more developed and quicker in his movement, and that means that he can jump on attacking faster. Does that make sense? Good. Because if it didn't, I'm not explaining it again. So is black like disconnecting here? What exactly is going on? What? Okay, so after a tremendous amount of time, he plays queen g5. No, not shamed at all. I was, in fact, it's so funny how people perceive the same statement differently. I was making fun of myself, saying that I didn't realize that the numbers in your username, and you perceived it as me making fun of you. It's funny, huh? Well, why do you think marriages fall apart? Because that one interaction right there is a microcosm. H4 H4 is the way to go. I mean, white like this again. It's a byproduct of a passive bishop. Because bishop d7 is the only place you can put it. If you go to f5, I'm going to play rook e5. If you play g6, I'll go e4. You can play queen f6, then I'll go like... Oh, I can just move my rook. So he just plays bishop d7. But now, h... Like, what are you doing? You allowed your queen to be a target. So I don't know, man. Purple Hazer says, after this tournament, can you do Puzzle Rush? We could make that a thing where every commentator, after a big event, does a little bit of Puzzle Battle or Puzzle Rush or does something with the crowd. But as of right now, that is not a thing. And that would essentially be like staying overtime at a party once the party has ended. Like, the host has booted you from the house. They go, yeah, we're going to clean up now. And you're like, no! No! I want to jump on your trampoline! You're like, no, that gotta get out. Like, no! So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, at least not without permission, and in the long run, I will probably get permission. Rook f7 just looks devastating. What? Bishop, no. Bishop e6 would backfire. No, just bishop e6. If takes, just take the queen, rook d1, king h2. I thought maybe you're okay, just plays bishop d3, king h8, and oh, bishop f5 is another possibility to just win all the pieces. But it's just over. It's queen g6, queen. If queen g6, king here, he just plays that, and wow, resignation. Resignation, what a convincing victory. I mean, you talk about my guy, I'm trying to be in first. How about this guy? What a matchup. Yeah, is he? Is Ilyanov? Wow, Ilyanov 6.5. Amazing. Here's Jospin Parhamov. Massive matchups up top. I'm going to refresh my screen real quick. So that I have... Wow! Oh, no. Wrong matchup. I thought it was... so I have my icons here. Bugar has 6.5 out of... 7.5 out of 8. 6.5 out of 8. But the thing is, you lose one game here and everything that you have built just gets destroyed. Wait. Hikaru is still playing? What? I'm confused. So Hikaru ended his stream, but not the tournament. Okay, I got it. Alright, so what are you gonna do? The guy just wanted to swear and didn't want to be in, in front of thousands of people cursing or or insulting someone. Look, you feel the same way. If you get a private cam on me when I play Overwatch, the fact that I haven't broken this desk is incredible. Not chess though. I've accepted that I'm bad at it. See, this is the thing. You will never get mad if you don't have expectations, right? Like, I don't expect that I will win anything in chess. So if I don't, I go, well, I predicted that. And if I do, it's like, wow. Wow. Like, I'm blessed. No other way to put it. No, I'm not strong enough to break a desk. It was an analogy. I wasn't serious, man. Something like this makes a lot of sense. Rook c2, takes. No. Rook g2. I don't know. Hikaru. Isn't Hikaru losing, by the way? Like, how's he not? Wow. What? Hello? Oh, he's gonna run this way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. You know, since Jake asked, I will plug. If you don't know that I stream on Twitch, my channel is twitch.tv/GothamChess. There's a command, it's !host. You can go over there, drop a follow. A lot of chess streams on nowadays. Right now, players competing in this event streaming are, well, Hikaru, formerly. Daniel Naroditsky, Eric Rosen, Eric Hansen, I think, is playing. Where is Eric Hansen? How is he doing? Not well. Not well. Man, Hikaru lost again. That's crazy. Also, if you'd like another plug, the streamer we will be raiding in about half an hour or so is Helm's Knight. She is a Bughouse aficionado, and she has a new show here on Chess.com called Doubles for Dummies, where she breaks down the complexity of 2-player chess, 4-player chess, etc. 4-player chess meaning Bughouse. But not like 4-player chess, the actual 4-player chess format. Very nice person, very nice streamer. And you should check her out afterward. Come hang around. I think. Rook G6. Whoa! How is white? How is he gonna win? King H5, and he's trying to get there or there. Both of those moves are mate. Where is mate? Rook H4 stops mate, but then Queen D5, and black loses. Wait, could he have not played King? Oh, King G5, Queen E7. So Borosh beats Dmitry Andreikin. Yeah, Title Tuesday is very brutal. Very, very tough. But you get to see so many random GMs come out of nowhere. You're like, what? I didn't even know this person existed. And yep, they do. It's a shame Ali Reza didn't play. I was very excited to see how he would do. Because he's just so strong. And seeing how he would fare in one of these like top events is really exciting. Anyway. King D1. Some way of covering these squares. If this was just slightly more distance, you could take bishop f3. Bishop f3? What? What? Yo. What? Yeah, it was just rook f3 was forced there. Rook e5, he's going to at least guarantee that he won't lose, but man, once this tournament gets really late, things just start to happen. People start blundering pieces, people aren't sharp as they tactically were, and now black is just completely winning. We saw this very similar endgame earlier, but the king was even closer, and yeah, this is just... It's just a win, because you can do any of these two and then build your bridge, rook c1, rook c2, and... yeah, white just had bishop f3, but now he's just gonna lose. So that's tragic. This is also the last game. Last game. Hikaru unfortunately went offline, but is still playing in the tournament. As we enter round 9. Mr. Rasulov now gets to take on the Australian superstar, Anton Smirnov. Keep in mind, everybody, that up top right now, the story is that half a point doesn't mean much. It really doesn't. All the players that have a certain score out of 8, about 7, 6.5, they're all eligible to kind of leapfrog toward the end there. Because if they just win a couple more games, they get some cool cash money. H5, this is a standard idea. Knight C3, there's some weaknesses. Vugar offers a draw, which is really funny. Anton doesn't even make a move, he just declines it. Well, Vugar offering draws. Vugar trying to secure some sort of prize. That is an odd move. You have even ideas to sacrifice something like knight e5, bishop g5, knight e5. Yeah, if Anton wins now, this looks crazy. Black has not developed any pieces except a queen, the queenside castles, and white is completely developed. So, if something like this happens and works, white is just gonna crush completely. And, you know, furthermore, if something like gh3, queen h3, pawn h3, the structure here for black doesn't necessarily promise a very good endgame. So now Vugar is thinking. He doesn't really know what to do. Plays gh3. Yeah, like I said, I mean, going for this is completely fine. Must have been completely okay. Oh, white just has a nice structure. You know, play king h2, play on the g file, or in the future you can prepare a move like f4, not anymore. But you could have played f4. Before black played bishop h6, you know, that idea. White has just... Even bishop e3 pawn takes with the idea of rook f1 is not unreasonable, but of course there is nothing wrong with knight e3. What's he going to do? He plays knight e3, doesn't want to break up his structure. Rook f1, f4 on the cards. Also, sometimes in these positions you can just play f4. They take, and then you play like rook f1, and then you take and take. Right now it doesn't work, because it would hit the knight, other reasons, and he's just preparing it. So, knight g6, rook g1, knight e7 would be some sort of repetition. He just plays f4. Yeah, white just clearly better. Now, the only question is, what's the winning process like? What's he going to do to win? This pawn is structurally... Wow, Smirnov just going straight for the endgame. Absolutely no nonsense. My guy is just... If knight f5, rook f5, generally playing a move like rook h8 is really not what you want. You would much rather somehow get the rook over here at the cost of this pawn. Because, and actually, I just had a lesson with a student yesterday, and I explained this to him. I don't know if he's watching, but if he is, and I literally was like, sometimes you have to part ways with a pawn to gain activity. The problem for black is that you have no way to gain activity. Hey, there he is. So you can't lose this pawn and get the rook in. That's how bad your position is. So black is trying to get active, but sometimes in endgames it's better to lose a pawn than to actually put your rook on a square like this. And now Smirnov has to find a way to maybe knight h5, and then if knight d6, knight g7 check. Oh, he must have blundered this. Did he blunder? Yeah, he must have blundered knight h5, knight d6, knight g7, king e7, and he can't take, because king f6 would fork these two, I think. That must be what he missed. He still goes knight h5, and he will most likely just go rook g5. and do something like that. Like, because if he plays, again, knight g7, king e7... Oh? What am... Is he seeing something I'm not? Okay, he just backs up. So, yeah, I mean... Something like this. And now black is getting more active, but Vugar down to a minute. Vugar is down to a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I have had my entire time... I've had this thing open. I'm very sorry. Does anyone have out of 9? Yep, we have some out of 9s already. What's going on in the Joppy versus Fedoseev game? Whoa! White really didn't like to develop in this game. But he has a huge time advantage. He's gonna play bishop e3 and be a solid boy. I'm assuming he's gonna play bishop e3. I actually... This. So knight f4. Knight g1! Every piece is on its home square. What a funny position. I mean, White really didn't want to develop this game at all. He was just not having it. Amazing. Rook d1 takes, bishop h6, black is just chilling. Absolutely chilling. That is the official evaluation of this position. Chilling. And not in like the, oh man, that book was chilling. No, you just kind of hang out, do whatever, and then you win. So, Joppy's actually going to win. It looks like he's going to win the game. As of now. But anything can happen. Parhamov playing against Blue Wizard. And completely winning. Completely winning. He's going to knock out one of the other 7 out of 8. And the only other game that we can keep our eye on is here, as Vugar has made a comeback. At least gonna draw. Vugar offers a draw after rook a2. If rook e6, rook c6, it's a draw. Smirnov still playing for a win though. I like that. That's swagger. What's going on there? You think I'm counting my chickens? But Joppy's just up a clean pawn and has bishop versus knight and has an outside pass pawn. What is that? Wow, what a move. Rook h5. Okay. RIP to his pass. Oh, and knight g4! You are absolutely right. I counted my chickens. Oh my gosh. I should have not counted my chickens. e5, triple exclam. And knight g4 is coming. Yeah, but it's going to be tricky. So it's still... I'm not going to say white is winning. I just said black is winning. I'm too scared to say white is winning. He blundered e5 check. Very nice move. Super combination there. But let's stay here. Okay. Pawn up. I'm too afraid to say anything. Like, that's my concern here, but white should probably not win, although with the, with the time it's rook c5. White at least should not have won. Tie breaks generally break the tie. There's a whole system. I mean, if you play king over, I just go here. So it's not a problem. Black at 20 seconds though. Of course, if it was, and Parhamov just leaps to the top of the leaderboard with 8 out of 9. Super tournament by him. Parhamov very good. King h8 and pawn comes up, and if the king goes over, well, just rook a2. Just rook a2. Rook a2, rook h6, king g8. This will be a draw. Game is going to end, and now Anton Smirnov offers a draw. And that is that. What is going on in this game? Another 8 out of 9. Wow. Black has turned this into a bit of a like a fight. I mean, I don't even know if he's trying to win or lose. Bishop b6 is on the board. f3 with ideas of e3. I have what? Okay, so of course e3, but I guess e3, e2, there's just no threat. You would need the bishop on the other side, and you can't get that. So probably still totally White's game to win. Rook f7 is so precise. Now a7, e2. Oh, he just hangs f3. But he's gonna lose a6. Rook f5 probably. Man, this is unbelievable. He might lose he just might lose outright. Of course, he can't rush with this. He cannot rush taking on e3 because the endgame's not a win. But of course, if something like check, push, it's a very methodical kind of deal here. You know, if yes, rook and pawn versus a bishop is a draw, but I think they need to be A and H. I think they have to be A and H pawns, and then it doesn't. Yeah, some weird thing. Again, just like theoretical endgames that when you're learning. Whoa! Just resignation outright because it doesn't matter. C5 is coming. Yeah. Wow. Back from the dead, Vladimir Filiseev with 7.5. And I think the last round is Vugar Parhama for all the marbles. The winner of that game. What's going on here? White resigns. This is just immediately losing. Another resignation. This is going to be over in a second. Who do we have? Are we cheering for Parhamov or Vugar in the final round? Rosen's still playing. Rosen converting a nice game against Latvian GM. So he's got all the time. Rooting against Parham. Okay. That's vicious. What's going on in this one? Oh wow, rook and knight, except you know that other guy, Eric Rosen, has an extra pawn. That extra pawn is everything. Yeah, and then this one is just going to be a draw. When did the players first get into this endgame? Oh, it's only been 20 moves. Alright, everybody. Look at your watch. Angrily look at the players. How long does it take you to get ready? White is Alina Kashlinska. I thought she was a GM. Is this her? To the other tab we go. You are right. You are right. She's not a GM. I thought she was GM. I apologize. I don't apologize. We'll never apologize. It's the final round. But friends, like I said, it's just the unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable week of chess here on Chess.com. There's Speeches Championship, Title Tuesday, Arena Kings, and Fisher Random all in the same week. Like, you watch at the doctor's office, you know, like things. If you gotta go somewhere, fine, go. But if you have plans with your friends, just invite them over. You can watch the show, they can do whatever they want to do. The thing is about this endgame is that you need to only be Balaji to lose. If you are not Balaji, then you will draw it. We did see earlier today Balaji D13, aka Cool for Chess, losing. This with the rook. Losing with the rook and the knight would be like extremely impressive. That would be... knight f5. I'm just looking around. I mean, I'm kind of bored. It's been like 40-something moves. Taking a nap, taking a nap, taking a mental nap. Gonna sing a song for the chat. Maybe Black Wolf Flag even. No? Wow, this is getting eerily close to how Balaji lost. But can you offer draw now? That's it. Move 62. Yep. Okay, by repetition, not even by 50 moves. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we enter the money round. Round number 10. Arena Kings are... wow, that's the wrong event. Title Tuesday, October. Parhamov, Big Fish, Vugar, Daniel Naroditsky. Woo-hoo-hoo! He floated past every 7.5? That's crazy. How did this pairing even happen? Yo, wait, what? Where is Daniel here? Oh, here he is. Updated. How did this pairing even happen? Was the algorithm like, look, this guy's having too much of a good event. We need to get him, get him down a notch. Narrow is the highest. Shout out to Rakesh. It's all about rating. But still, how did he avoid all the 7.5s? Also, why is it not him versus Parhamov? Have they played already? Yeah, they played. Okay, so it's not the two of them because they played. Otherwise, it's a forced pairing. But it's really surprising that he's not playing a 7.5 pointer. So, I don't know. Anyway. I don't think he actually played all the 7-pointers, but the 7.5-pointers. But wow, so Vugar offers another draw. He is just he doesn't care. He's offering draws, and even if he draws, he does not guarantee first, because if he draws and some of the 7.5-pointers win, he's still getting some money. But yeah, draw would cost him the title for sure. But I think he's just happy with the payday. He is just he's very deliberately attacking in this position. Daniel, not concerned. And frankly, in these kinds of King's Indian positions, White also needs to be careful. If White just kind of goes bananas with this, a good tactician will strike. Like with Knight G4, Knight E4, also F5. This is a very standard idea. And it's really not so simple. For example, let's say like Knight E4 without the queen here. Everything gets traded. F5, F4, you force the bishops back. You can play E4. This, like, it's perfect for bullet. For blitz, not so much, but for bullet, for sure. Yeah, I would say the games overlap. Now Vugar going for another tank. He thinks for like 30 seconds. B3 just... Oh man, that seems so weakening. This is like if Daniel Naroditsky's playing bullet here, and this is not like Title Tuesday, he's gonna steamroll. But it's different. Like, your vibe when you play these kinds of events is completely different. Bishop D2, like, what? What is that? I'm even looking at, like, Knight D3, Knight F2, King F2, Knight G4, Bishop G4, F5, sack error. Of course, it's too much. You're just running out of pieces. But something completely insane. So he just goes back, threatens Knight D3. I wonder if he'll repeat. Will he just repeat? I don't know. Let's go watch Parhamov for a bit. So Parhamov is black. He probably thinks that he needs to win. So he plays, what is this? It's an F3 Nimso where he retreats to E7 and trades a bishop. And I don't know what this is all about. Plus he's having connection problems. So that's good. No clue. Wacky game, wacky position. But I like what White's got going on. These bishops look really strong. And White, I think, is just clearly better. I mean, he doesn't even need to prove anything. Black is going to have to be the one causing the chaos here. This is basically equivalent to like in a fight, if one of the players is outpointing the other, just has, you know, some slight advantages to the position. Black's going to have to cause some real trouble here. Exploring chess, meanwhile, 8 out of 10, 2970. So it's definitely a difficult position. Plus, long term, the passed pawn on d5 going to be a nightmare. It's going to be very tough for the opponent to get rid of it. He is doing his best. Doing his best. Who wins if the top two draw and the others win? It's tie breaks, so whatever the tie break system is what is implemented. Hope that helps. That means, you know, like the sum of your opponent's scores, or the sum of these scores minus the lowest one, all different types of tie breaks. Has Daniel managed to get out of purgatory? To an extent. Completely equal, the attack is stopped, and now the bishops are coming. I think Daniel's going to win this game. I think Daniel's going to win this game. This is a great King's Indian. Now you just turn your attention to the queen side. 40 seconds for Vugar. Rook c8. Rook c8, and, well, there's no easy win because knight e2 is coming. But maybe you can play b5 to b4, try to push a4. He just plays f6, also very principled. White basically has to take. And now you can even do this. You really can, it seems like. Because I don't see... I mean, okay, bishop b5 also, but if b5, knight b6 is a thing, so maybe we play... And king g2 is always the escape. So he just plays rook c8. Rook c1 might be met with... I'm not sure. So bishop d8, 5, knight c3. And the rook f6, rook h6. And the bishops cover every invasion square for white, which is perfect. It's the absolutely perfect setup. Uh-oh, though. Uh-oh. Knight p5, king e7. King g6, king h6, g4, something along those lines. Man, it's getting into the time crunch. What's happening over here? Big Fish Parhamov, it's looking like a draw. Parhamov can claim a draw, or he can try to win. Here, Narrow is going to try to play for a win as well. f3 and king g5. The bishop dominates the knight. Knight e6 is coming. King takes g4, knight e6, rook c8. I think black is going to win. King f3 or f3, both look good. Knight e6, rook c8, rook c7, rook h8. That's what's going to happen. Rook c8, rook c7, rook h8. And I think it's over. I think that's it. Vugar's title run is done. Rook h1, king f2, bishop g3, king here, or just that. I don't know what Vugar was expecting there, but f2, the pawn is queening. I don't know if Parhamov has his game open, but that's it. That's it. He's going to queen. And he resigns. But Parhamov is beating Feraseev. Wow. Parham is winning. He doesn't even need a draw. If he draws, he doesn't necessarily guarantee himself first. Because Dobrov is still playing Smirnov. I don't know what on earth is going on in this game. So check. Okay, does he know that he can... Yeah, he's still playing for a win. We can get a4, b5, but... I mean, it's... Wow, but it's still very, very tricky. Can you just walk your king to g3? Fine, but you need to make sure you're not getting perpetualed. Queen e1 with idea queen g3. Here, queen d8, king g4 here, or this way. Okay, that might be a better way. Oh, no. No. No, he must have... No, he messed up. f4. Unless he sees something I don't. Queen d5 or queen h7. No, queen h7, king g5. So he needs to go here, and he did see something that we didn't see. It's like this. You can give a couple checks. Queen e3, again, you can start this whole rodeo. And the queen will come to e5 now. That's it, queen e5. King will go to g5. If Parhamov wins this game, he is the Title Tuesday champion. Wow, and just the king is safe. f3 check! No! What? Was it not winning? f3 queen e2? Has queen d5? Unbelievable. Okay, now f3. Yes. Check, checkmate. GG, yo! In the words of a one fallen Hikaru Nakamura, as we wait for some other games to finish here, our October Title Tuesday champion posting a score of 9 out of 10. Absolute machine. Just absolutely, just brilliant. Great games by Parhamov. Vugar stumbles at the end. A massive tie with 8. But there's still people with 7.5. In fact, the winner of this game gets second place in Title Tuesday. Unfortunately, I don't think there will be one. I think they're going to draw. And they are also going to get 8. No one else can catch. Yeah, it's like it. Just going to be a draw. And with that, we have an enormous tie. We have literally 10 people with 8 points out of 10. And maybe more, because both of these players have 7. Okay, this will probably be a draw. We wait for the final games to conclude. Here we have 6.5. That's not what we're looking for. So, no one can move anything. Friends, like I said, we will be raiding Helm's Knight. So if you want to stick around, there's other streams if you're not interested in whatever that stream has to offer. It's a busy day of chess streaming. And a draw. Wow. We will wait. There's a couple games left. I think out of respect to our players. And this one's gonna take a while. I'm just getting queued. Yeah, it's pretty wild, but I'm fairly certain all the players split the prize. Alright. You're very welcome, JAA. Very fun. Make sure to check in tomorrow. We have more Speeches Championship action. And I think we're... Is this the last game, or is there one more game? There's 2 games left. There's always some crazy stuff, but rest assured, Fair Play team always... And that's it. And that is it. My friends, tune in tomorrow. Speed Chess Championship. It's been real, been a lot of fun, and Parham Maksudlu is an absolute gangster. Just untouchable. Stick around, sending you over to Helm's Knight. Danny, Robert have the call tomorrow.